Hello, this is a video response to a video. I was given a link to this video in my email, suggesting I go look at it. Anyway, the video is Why the Church Needed a Trinity by ProveYourFaith. The title is very misleading to begin with. It doesn't really explain why the church needed a Trinity. I was actually very curious about the video because I don't know how you would even explain that. Because, you know, why would a bunch of Jewish people need for God to have three persons? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, the video as a whole is a great big dud, but I'm going to respond to it anyway. So this video basically makes two assumptions. The first assumption is that the doctrine of the Trinity was invented by early Christians back in the second, third, and fourth generations. I believe the video said, because of a misunderstanding of the word Elohim and how it's used in the Old Testament. In order to make this claim, you would have to show documents written by those people back in the second, third, and fourth generations, or even in the first generation where this idea came from, the Trinity. You would have to show documentation to show that they used Elohim back then in order to support Christianity, so or the doctrine of the Trinity. Sorry. The second assumption is that Christians today do the exact same thing. No scholars that I know of that write on the doctrine of the Trinity use Elohim as proof for the Trinity. I'm going to post a link in my information box to a very in-depth article on the doctrine of the Trinity, and not once is the word Elohim even brought up. It is true, however, that there are layman Christians that do use it, and I used to be one of them. Well, I'm still a layman. I wouldn't call myself a non-layman, but back when I first became a Christian, I did it. However, I think in a way it's not really fair to say that they can't, because if you really believe that God is three persons and one being, and then you go back and you read the Old Testament, well, there's certain things that seem like they're mysteries being revealed. There's new meanings that come up. Like, for example, in Genesis, where it says, "Let us make man in our image." The original author that wrote that, presumably Moses, obviously didn't mean a triune God there. God was probably speaking to his heavenly court. However, if it is true that God is a triune person and one being, then it's not really, it's fair to say there that he could have been speaking with his fellow persons inside of his one being divine nature. So, so in a way, I think Christians can use this, but I do agree that it's a bad idea, because it's obvious that the Old Testament, what the authors wrote, that's not what they intended. However, I think if you're going to defend the doctrine of the Trinity, you should only really use the New Testament. But at the same time, it's not really fair to say that those Christians are wrong if Christianity is in fact true. So, but yeah, in order to make the first claim in the video, or the primary claim, which is that the Christians in the first, or second, third, and fourth generations came up with the doctrine of the Trinity because of a misunderstanding of Elohim, you'd have to show some historical documents to prove that. And that's basically it. So God bless, and you all have fun, and have a good day.